Well, I didn't see when I went through.
You would join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now I'll call this regular Moffett County Board of County Commissioners meeting to order on Tuesday, May 27th, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. And Chair would move to approve the agenda as presented
Second.
with double seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Chair would move to approve the consent agenda, items A through J. Okay. Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right. I'll move us on to public comment. If there's anyone who would like to step up and speak to us on any item, either on or off of the agenda, they'd have 3 minutes to speak. Just state your name for the record and then, yep. Microphone so that it's captured for the audience that might be watching on YouTube or
Is there a specific one? No, menu.
for our secretary or our admin.
Good morning, Commissioners. Just wanted to introduce myself. My name is John Campaneski, and I am a journalist with the Craig Press and the Steamboat Pilot. I'm actually, my main gig is as a middle school social studies teacher over in Hayden. I've been an educator for the last 20 years. Really honored over the course of the last 5 months to be covering all the incredible things that we have going on in Moffett County and in Route County. But one of the things I mentioned to the City Council, and I want to mention to you today, is that I really want to celebrate the incredible things that happen in our community. I think that far too often we tend to focus on what we call hard news, and we don't get enough of a focus and a celebration of the great things that are happening in Craig and in Moffett County. Those human interest stories, those stories of individuals, organizations, groups, that are really laboring tirelessly to make our community the absolutely best place that it can be. And so I would just like to encourage the commissioners in the chamber, if you have any such stories or any leads along those lines, again, celebrations, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I would absolutely love to talk with you more and talk with those entities and individuals more to make sure that we are really celebrating what Moffett County is. And I think that is vital to make sure that we keep the great momentum that we have going forward. So thank you for your time and thank you for your dedication to our community.
Appreciate it, John. Thanks.
Appreciate it. Anyone else have public comment?
I'm Lois Wymore and Jane Hume and I are here with New West 2. And what I really wanted to say is a couple of weeks ago, we followed you guys with all of your meetings, the ones that, you know, your workshops and meetings, and you wore us out. So we wanted to let you know that we appreciate what you're doing. Although we actually like the workshops better because we can understand what's going on. It's not just boom, boom. So we kind of like the workshops better, but kudos to you. You guys are working your butts off, and that's what the public needs to know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Might not agree with you all the way, but you are working hard and you're looking at things that need to be looked at. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. Any general discussion today on the board?
For me.
I'm good.
All right, we'll move right along to staff reports, Sheriff's Office under Sheriff, which is not really staff report, I guess. Staff report would be HR. Can't tell Chippy works for me.
What's that?
I said, can't tell Chippy works for me. It's because we work.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Kind of
Yeah.
control this budget. Please don't do that.
That's why he's here.
That's why we're here.
Oh, here.
So we were hoping Kathy could be here, but she may not be in today. I'm not 100% on that, but
She knows.
for all the numbers and everything like that. So, yeah, so we are here for your guys' consideration and approval of salary increases for all staff within the Moffat County Sheriff's Office. This request is prompted by ongoing challenges in recruitment that we've had for, gosh, the last 2 years, I would say, couple years, pretty ongoing. We've had a high increased staff turnover for staff going over to neighboring counties due to increased wages in other counties. There is an urgent need to retain experienced personnel since they do provide vital public safety services to our community. With this request, most staff for like our patrol staff will receive 20% increase. Detention deputies would also be within that 20%. All other staff, depending on level, would receive up to 10%, and then the lowest increase would be about 5% within that salary request. The reason we are requesting it is difficulty filling the vacant positions, for one. Also, due to wage differences amongst other neighboring counties, high turnover rates, again, due to staff leaving for higher paying opportunities. It does impact our current staff tremendously. They are not currently, over the last probably 2 years, we have staff working quite a bit extra hours. They're not able to utilize their accruals because they're filling in for shifts. And then we have some other staff within the jail that also are helping out in other positions as well. It's also, within high turnover, that's additional cost of training, recruitment, kind of all factors. Overtime cost has also gone up for us as well on that. Our goal with the salary increase is to obtain our current personnel who have been with us for quite a few years. They've put in a lot of work to Moffat County, also to attract qualified candidates to bring them to Moffat County. And then, most important, so we can maintain high quality public safety services for Moffat County. So today, I guess I would like to respectfully request the BOCC support in implementing the proposed salary adjustment. It was provided by our finance director, who is not here today, unfortunately. And then I'll let Chip share any words that he would like to.
Well, first off, thank you. Thanks for the time you guys spent in the workshops and hammering this out with us and understand the issues we're having. And kind of like we talked before, we did a regional pay comparison for the 3-county route, Moffat and Rio Blanco. And in doing that, we found that we are the lowest paid law enforcement agency in that 3-county region. To include the Dinosaur Marshal's office, our folks start out less than they do. We understand that we can't do route county money, but we need to be able to at least be competitive with the folks in the same building with us. So we're not losing people that can just walk across the hall and work in the same place. And like Rachel said, we need to be able to recruit and retain quality people. Right now, we're 3 short on patrol. That's not counting the one we have in the academy. So we're running pretty lean. Our folks, like Rachel said, are working a lot of overtime and not getting time off and working by themselves, which isn't safe for them, and it's not safe for the community to have them out there by themselves like that. We're currently 5 short in the jail. Working on trying to get folks in there is problematic too, because they can, go to Route County and make a lot more money. I think this will help out with not only the recruitment, but retention of folks that we currently have that are quality employees, and we need to be able to hang on to them. So again, we can have that safety and security, not only on the detention side of the house, but on the road with patrol folks too. So again, we appreciate your consideration and all the time you've spent looking into this and working on it, because it's crucial to the citizens of Moffat County, and we appreciate it.
Do you need to look at this?
No, I've been looking at it for a couple of months. I'm good.
Do we need to state an amount?
I don't think so.
That? I
And
did
just as
text
presented.
She's here, but, okay. All right.
Yeah, everything going?
What's that?
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just, looking at this, I don't think people realize either, and there's good leadership there at the sheriff department for sure. And I'd hate to see all these good officers go somewhere else, because, Moffett County do need them. And another thing is, I don't think people really realize for the crew that they have, for the county that this size, they probably should have a hell of a lot more officers than they do, but they make it work, and they're not being greedy about it.
Yeah, second.
Yeah, statistically, we should have 19 patrol deputies and we're allocated 11, and that's with 2 patrol sergeants.
Right.
So we're running lean and mean.
Yeah.
Allocated 11, but currently sitting at how many?
We have 8,
Patrol.
so yeah, and that's counting up 2 patrol sergeants.
For
So
patrol.
yes.
Yeah. And like you said, that you could potentially be losing them just right across the hall,
Correct. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and we'll have the jail standards that we have to comply with too, for detention, for jail staff and
and new mandates at every
meeting all those,
station.
yeah. Yeah, so we're hoping that'll help attract some more people, especially, within the jail too.
Well,
Definitely.
it's something that's needed. It's not like it's,
And I think it's important for us to know that the sheriff is in control of his budget, right? I mean, I understand he needs increase, he has to ask to get increased, but they're in control of their budget. We don't get to tell them how they can and can't spend their money. Right? Our job is to do our best to make sure that we're fiscal responsible. But when, you also have a responsibility to the community on keeping them safe and doing those things, right? And so I think it's been a good conversation back and forth. We're not reaching the goals of reaching the heights that we even would need to reach, but it's going to be an increase in a lot of things. And so I would say that I would make a motion to approve the compensation package that was presented today.
second.
Compensation increase package, probably I should say.
Okay. A motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for all the back and forth over the months.
No, thank you guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Rachel.
Okay.
I
don't know if
Yeah,
that's up
nope,
next.
yep, no, gonna stay.
I was just gonna say.
So, yep, we're back to human services or human resources. Rachel Bauer to present final employment offer for county attorney for approval.
So, pretty excited to report back to you guys that the employment negotiations have concluded with our selected candidate for the county attorney position, Max Salazar. Today, I'm seeking formal approval from the board to proceed with the hiring of Max Salazar for Moffett County Attorney position. The terms of employment have been negotiated in alignment with our county policies and within the previously discussed parameters provided by both parties. All terms of employment, including compensation and benefits, will be finalized once the board's approval is received. This position was posted to allow flexibility to include the following status for the position when it was posted, which is full-time, part-time, or a contracted position within Moffett County. The terms of employment will include the following. It will be an exempt county position with an annual salary of $110,000. We did request for a consistent office schedule, which would be Monday through Thursday, 24 hours each week, which Max can provide a schedule that works for him within that Monday through Thursday.
Consistent every week.
Consistent, yep, that way it's for all Moffett County staff for business operations, that way keeps the flow going.
He was good with that then.
Mhm,
The change.
yep.
Very-
Yeah, definitely good with that. We did request all in-person attendance for all BOCC meetings. with remote appearance approved due to any certain circumstances that may arise that he might not be able to join. Max did not have any issues with that. Position was approved for remote work due to permitted circumstances, which we do allow some positions to have that remote work as well. Candidate will receive all paid holidays recognized by Moffett County. All necessary IT equipment, training, membership dues are approved for the candidate through our annual Moffett County Attorney Office budget. Moffett County benefits will be provided to the candidate to include medical, dental, life insurance, retirement, and access to our free Moffett County on-site employee clinic. We did approve PTO per Max's request. He would like to accrue 0.5 of a full-time employee. There will be support staff provided to our Moffett County attorney provided through our Moffett County paralegal, Shauna Merrill. The candidate's estimated start date will be effective June 23rd of this year. We will conduct the new hire onboarding to be conducted on June 17th of this year as well. Outside employment will be approved per Moffett County's handbook policy. This will be requested in writing from the applicant and will be conducted outside of scheduled hours with Moffett County. And that would fall in the lines of what we would request any other employee of Moffett County to provide for us. So would like to just get your guys' consideration on that and to move forward.
When will we know his work dates?
So I can definitely get that in writing from Max. He has not provided that, but that's something I can work with him when he comes in for onboarding, for sure.
I think it's gonna be and I sent that in the email, but I think it's very important that we know, that consistently Monday through Thursday, he's here from 9 to 3, or, he's here 6 hours every day. Is
Definitely.
what really what's going to be, unless he's going to say, I'm working 4 hours and then I'm working 8 hour on the last day or whatever, but is that we know,
He's here.
that our department heads especially know it's not a guessing game. Oh, is it Tuesday? Oh, what day is he here? Is just, I think that's the most important thing, right?
Definitely, and they
And-
can schedule the meetings ahead of time
Yeah,
too.
for
and-
sure. Yep.
I appreciate him being flexible with us on that. I know we have a lot of department heads out on Friday anyways, so
Mhm.
that Monday through Thursday is really important. Anything else?
Yep.
Right.
Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the final employment offer for the Moffett County Attorney, Mr. Salazar, for $110,000 annually.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Awesome. Thank you.
You were very.
Thanks, Rachel.
And now we have a presentation from the Small Business Development Center, Ashley Dishman. Hi.
This is the first time I've been up here.
Is it?
I think so. Usually I was hiding out in the back.
Right.
Okay,
Morning.
forgive me. I can't. Oh, good. It is up. Got my glasses. So. All right. Is this the right one? Oh, yeah. Okay. 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 So hello. Thanks for having me today. So I am here. I'm just excited to give you an update on our progress to date for the Northwest Colorado Small Business Development Center, also known as the SBDC. To start with, I'm Ashley Dishman. I'm based right here in Craig, and I serve as a contractor, basically a business navigator for the SBDC. I'm kind of the boots on the ground. So I'll tell you a little bit more about my specific role shortly, but first I would like to introduce our team, please. Okay, so I'm me, Cole Navigator. We also have Ashley Pines on our team, and she is our Associate Director, and she's also a Certified Exit Planning Advisor. So she works statewide to develop our training and tools that are, really especially relevant for our rural Colorado, kind of Craig and Moffett County businesses. She also directly advises clients who are planning to buy, sell, or transition their business. So I know we have a couple businesses in town that are, looking to transition. She would be great for anybody who is looking to sell their business, but also anyone who's looking to buy an existing business. And that's, somebody that you can talk to on our team. We also have Denise Cardona, and she is our program coordinator and our lead advisor. So she brings a background in small business ownership, tax prep, and marketing. She's really a Jill of all trades, and she provides both training and direct advising support to our clients. Our regional director, Erin McCuskey, is also up there, and she kind of she looks at the bigger picture, handles everything. So we are part of a nationwide network of SBD centers. In Colorado, our team is supported by over 300 business advisors and peers across the state. So slide 3. So what is the SBDC? So our Small Business Development Center is a national program that's been around since the 1980s. We like to say that we are the best kept secret in Moffat County, but we don't want to be. So please share us. And our model is really consistent everywhere. So we provide no cost, confidential one-on-one advising. We also provide training that is either no cost or low cost for common business topics. And that can be, a one-off training. We have programs that are, months-long series that people can be involved with to help existing businesses or also help their startup. And we also provide navigation and connection to other trusted resources. So you can really think of us as sort of a free extension to a small business owner's team. For example, many small businesses don't have an HR department for obvious reasons, but we have a team of HR advisors who can help them with things like the hiring process, benefit strategies, employment law implementation, and again, that is free advising. And we also have bookkeeping experts to guide owners on what they can handle themselves versus when maybe it's a better time to hire a CPA. So our big thing is we meet businesses where they're at rather than overwhelm them with every resource available. We like to listen, try to understand their goals, and point them toward a few high targeted, high value resources, be that a class, an advisor, a tool, or referral. They can come back again and again, as many times as they want for other areas of expertise. So you can talk to us once and solve your problem and be done, or you can have an ongoing relationship with us and talk to us about many different topics. So it's important for us to reinforce that SBDC is not just for startups. That's a common misconception. We are well known for our startup support, but honestly, about 70% of our business is targeted toward existing businesses. So we really like to focus on the health and vitality of our existing business structures so that they can kind of grow and really sort of help absorb the cost that, that we're going to see from our closures around here and our workforce. So that's really key in our region. We want them to stay resilient, and we think that's critical for our long-term economic viability. So slide 4. Yes. Okay. So we are awarded funding through OEDIT to expand our presence in Moffat County, Rio Blanco, and Routt County. As I said, I'm here in Craig, based out of Craig as a local business navigator. I do work with the other 2 counties, but I'm largely based here in Craig. We are in the process of contracting, or we have 2 business advisors right now, and we're bringing on more. And we are also recruiting soon for another SBD business navigator in Rio Blanco County. And we also are hosting monthly entrepreneur meetups in Craig, and we're going to be piloting some training programs across the region to expand on that. So we essentially have a grant for 2 years of funding. We're going to be starting our 2nd year, July 1st of this year. So this will be heading into year 2. Next slide, please. Oh, wait, is it 6 or 5? There we go. Next, please. Yes. Okay. So we are supported to scale SBD access in the coal region, in part because the SBDC is a proven national model. It's a grassroots approach to support the concept of investing in our own, which I think is something that we kind of really like to focus on in Moffat County. We, very much like to grow our own. So rural communities are full of entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs have great ideas about how to solve problems. So we like to help people turn their ideas into reality with our proven tools, support, and smart strategy. So the program that we are building through the SBDC is scalable, it's cost effective, and it's able to grow with future funding and community investment. Next slide, please. Okay, so in the first 3 quarters of the grant, ending March 31st, we, as the SBDC, worked with 58 unique consulting clients. We delivered 156 individual advising sessions with an average of 2.7 sessions per client, and we had 133 training attendees. So that's a 55% increase in engagement over the same period of the previous year, which is awesome for us. And we're just looking to grow from there still. Obviously, we'll have more fourth quarter as it gets a little closer, but that's what we have right now. So next slide, please. All right, so our other programming, a couple of other examples on your screen that you can see. I'm not going to read through them. You can read through them. But these programs were already existing before this grant, and the new tools continue to be developed, like my role as a business navigator, to help connect businesses, again, with no-cost tools, resources, and programs that they might not otherwise be aware of, like these. So just kind of a sampling of what we have. And for anybody who is interested, they can go to our website. Again, it's low cost or it's free to look at the website. We have a catalog of existing programs, trainings that you can look at your own convenience. It's really just a tool to help our local entrepreneurs build. Next slide, please. Okay, let's see. So we don't have reporting yet available on the economic impact numbers that we have because they're lag measures and we can collect from our clients on an annual basis. But we do track metrics like business starts, jobs created, revenue growth, capital formation. Again, we are confidential, so we're never going to say, oh, I worked with this person or this person has done this unless they explicitly say that we can. But we do like to be able to report on all over numbers and give people a direction that we're going in. So these outcomes compound and will often show up even 1 to 3 years after a client first reaches out. So we know that the work that we're doing is planting seeds for future growth. We might be helping somebody now that, their business isn't going to bear fruit for another year or two, but we're helping them plant that seed right now. Next slide, please. Okay, so our strategies and how you guys can help us is our one big learning that we've got from the past year is that building trust takes time. Even when we offer our free business help, people don't always jump in right away, which was a big thing for me. I thought, I'm just going to tell these people these tools and they're just going to jump on it because why wouldn't you? But people are a little suspicious these days. So they often need to hear about us multiple times. And more importantly, they need to hear specific examples of how we can help. So that's where you come in as our key partners in the communities. For instance, lenders are some of our best referral partners. When someone applies for a loan and they're not quite ready, lenders can send them to us to get a business plan and financials in shape before they go back and try and get that loan and be successful with it. We also aim to simplify the information overwhelm that kind of bombards business owners and to make our support practical and accessible. I think that a lot of times people don't do anything because there's so much out there that they're like, I don't want to waste my time on this, but this is something that, is really helpful. And we promise you it'll be helpful. Again, confidentiality is key. We know that many business owners can be hesitant to reach out and ask for help. We are definitely 100% confidential. Nothing is ever going to get out. Still trap. So confidentiality is actually built into our program model, and we continue to find that most of our clients have preferred to meet virtually, often with advisors outside the community. So we don't broadcast who we're working with unless they give us permission to share their story, and that privacy does help us to build trust and allows clients to open up about their challenges. We found sometimes there are people that like, oh no, I want to talk to someone local, but most of the time people aren't going to want to be sharing the deep, dirty secrets of their business, with somebody who lives down the street. They want that separation that it's, definitely not going to get around or anything. So we do have access to training and we are continuing to test different training models such as in-person or on-demand. While people do say that they want in-person training, what we discover is that attendance is a real challenge. Everybody's busy. You have the best intentions to go to something, but at the end of the day, you're like, I'll do that later. So the beauty of our model is really accessibility. So business owners can access over 300 classes on demand whenever the need arises for them. So the stress of running a business might be keeping them up at night. And if it is, you don't need to wait until the next class rolls around. You can log on to the website and you can do a training at 2:30 in the morning on HR policies if you really can't sleep. And then maybe you'll sleep a little better after that. And they can also talk to an advisor, and an advisor can refer them to classes where it will help, in addition just to that one-on-one training in their areas. And our advisors are typically people who've been in the line of work, they're retired, they want to give back to their community. Some of them do receive a small stipend, but really it's just kind of local experts in their field. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so these are some testimonials. I won't read it for you guys because I know you guys can read. But just, again, we're not ever going to share something unless it's shared with us and allowed to be shared out with everybody else. So just, we have seen good things happening in the community, and it's really great to receive testimonials back from people we're helping. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so again, no cost consulting. There's never a cost attached to our consulting. Trainings are largely no cost. Some of the larger ones, we have like leading edge series, that go for like 8 weeks or longer, more in-depth ones that might have a small cost associated, but for the most part, no cost trainings, always no cost consulting. If you're interested, you can always go to coloradosbdc.org. It's just Small Business Development Center, and look at that. My information's up there as well. Anybody is welcome to message me at any time. I can also share out my phone number because, I don't mind. But so, yeah, that's really just the way that everybody can be helpful is just tell somebody about it. You hear somebody who's having a problem with their business or they're thinking of starting a business. We're there to help out. And that's really, I think a lot of times people are kind of, like, is this really free? Is there a catch? What is it? And it really is, it's just a grant to help our community kind of build itself up. And the idea that if they plant $1 into it, we're going to bring back $10 and, economic viability. Another big thing coming up that I want to mention right now is the city of Craig is getting ready to have their business plan competition. They have an increased funding this year. I think it's $50,000 is the prize money, and that's going to be starting this summer. So July 10th is the kickoff date for it. I think business plans have to be turned in by August 11th, and that is something that we partner with them on. We're definitely open to talking to anybody and getting them prepped and ready to submit that business plan and get them started down the road. And I believe there is still, again, 2 categories this year for that competition. There is new business, but there's also an existing business category for anyone who's looking for additional funding to expand their business or, buy a piece of equipment they might need or whatever. So that's something that I think the city has a lot of their information on their website. We are super ready and able to help anybody who's interested in doing that competition. I think that's the last one, but maybe there's one more slide. Nope. Okay. Well, that's it. So thank you guys so much for your time. I'm happy to answer any questions, and yeah, thanks for having me.
Do you have an office location, or is it?
I don't. So that is actually one of the stipulations of the grant funding that we got is no office. We have to be out me right now has to be out in the community. Having said that, I do have my email, my phone. If somebody wants to meet up, I'm happy to meet with them, at a location of their choice. We can meet for coffee. I can go out to their business. They can come sit on the back porch, whatever it is. But that was we really just wanted to be out in the community and not sitting in an office waiting for people. Because I think we've done a couple different events where we realized that people don't necessarily want to come out of the woodwork and like go to an office and do stuff. They might want to talk to you, but that doesn't mean they want to actually step into a real location. So we want to meet people where they are, and I'm happy to meet anybody where they want to be. So.
So the actual consultants are retired people or people that, because I think back, if you remember, I don't know if you were even here then, but back in the day, they did this small business incubator is what the economic development tried to do first.
Yeah.
And they had all these coaches that had never started a business,
Yeah.
never been successful in business, but
Yeah.
they were going to tell you
How to do a
become
business. Yeah.
successful in business. And I mean, I don't even know how desperate you would have to be to have someone tell you how to run a business that have never ran a business before, right?
Like those ones that you go to at a hotel where it's like, I'm going to tell you how to flip 40 houses in 40 days and you'll be a millionaire. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad you guys have
Ours
that.
are very much, and we're always open to, on that note, we're always open to new advisors coming in, but I mean, it's a relatively stringent process for, we're not gonna be like, yeah, sure. I mean, we've tried to get Chris a couple times. We want to come back. But yeah, it's very much people who have an existing, track record for successful businesses, or, and it might be somebody who's been in accounting for years and they might still be active, but they might be, ready to kind of do something to give back. So they're like, yeah, I can volunteer, a couple hours a month, whatever it might be to talk to somebody. But yeah.
It's important.
Yeah. Anything else? Don?
Well, you just mentioned 2 years of grant funding. And after the 2 years, they talking there's gonna be more funding for that, or?
We don't know. I mean,
Always had to
ideally,
Started.
yeah.
2 years. goes away.
Yeah, and ideally, it would be nice if there was, other source, like if it's a proven system that we could, maybe potentially find additional funding sources. But to bring it to here, I mean, really, the SBDC has been here already and it will continue to be here. But for my position specifically, they're basically kind of like, let's give it 2 years. Let's see how it goes, and then we'll sort of reassess after 2 years. So you might hear from us again later on. But right now, that's kind of where we're at, is we got year one in the books, got the stuff that worked, which is awesome, learned some ideas, about what didn't work so well. Like I said, I thought, I'm going to be in here and tomorrow I'm going to come talk to everybody and everybody's going to be signed up a day later. Doesn't quite work like that. But now I'm excited for this next year to kind of see kind of how all the seeds that we've been planting kind of start to grow. So
Good.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I believe that does it for us today. Our next meeting will be Tuesday, June 10th, right here at 8:30 a.m. and we are adjourned.